switching lanes all of a sudden. I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy.
Welcome back to the Beauty Inspires Beauty podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Burgio, and I'm so excited to drop into your ears today because I have just another friendly reminder this week. It is fast approaching holidays. It is right around the corner. I think this episode will be coming out the week before Thanksgiving. And this can be one of the most crazy times of the year for anybody, whether you're in this industry or not. And I'm right now speaking to those of us in the beauty industry. And I really want to remind you what this typically feels like as the year comes to an end. People are trying to get in last minute. We've got all of our favorite clients we want to see. We want to make sure everybody's happy. We want to make sure we're making as much money as possible. And this is where we start to let our boundaries that support us throughout the year kind of dwindle off, right? We say yes to clients. We're staying a little bit later. We may do a little extra on them and not charge them. We're probably going to meet friends for cocktails because it's holiday parties. So we're not maybe getting the sleep we should. We're maybe drinking a little too much. If you drink, we might be eating food that's not supporting our bodies. Therefore, we're waking up feeling a little lethargic and we don't have the energy to maybe move our bodies and practice that self-care that we know supports us to get through crazy busy seasons like this. So I also, on that same note, want to honor if it is your season to play and get nuts and to drink a little bit more and to eat a little bit more, I want you to honor that. And I don't want you to feel guilty for that. We have boundaries in place to protect us from ourselves because often we are the ones who get in our own way, right? Like it's just facts. And it's generally nobody else's fault when a boundary is broken. We allow people to treat us the way that they treat us. And we allow things to happen in our lives versus them happening to us, right? Some of the shits are out of the circumstance we can't control. But for the most part, you have the ability to say no to that client. You have the ability to say no to staying out later. You have the ability to not order the third glass of wine to make yourself feel like shit the next day. So, you know, in hindsight, we usually are the ones in control of our well-being. And during the pandemic and the time off and that giant pause that we had, I think a lot of us connected on the fact that we were working at a pace we just couldn't keep up with anymore. And for a lot of us, we just like, that was normal. And it wasn't until the world hit the giant pause button that we were like, whoa, like there is no way I can go back to that. The way I was living wasn't healthy. I wasn't feeling fulfilled. And by the way, I was nearing the edge of burnout, whatever that looks like for you guys. I know that word seems to be like a bit overused these days, but it's true. Burnout comes in all forms. Sometimes we don't even realize that's what it is when we start snapping at people or we become short or we have an attitude when we get home with our partners or we snap at our kids because we're stressed out. Maybe burnout looks like stress to you. Maybe burnout looks like a form of depression for you. Maybe burnout looks like your true normal extrovert self wants to be a full-blown introvert and you don't even want to show up some days. Like burnout can come in lots of different disguises. So I just really want to remind you guys of that and honor your self-care practices that a lot of you started during this pause season that we had. And it is my duty and my passion, my mission to remind you to put yourself first on the list of needs, not your partners, not your children's. You have to come first. And it took my new partner, my new boyfriend in life, to remind me of that the other day when I felt like my world was spinning out of control. There's a lot of things that we can control in life, and being a recovering perfectionist and control freak, I have a hard time accepting that. I am not in control of everything around me, but what I am in control of is how I respond to it and how I deal with it. And so with that being said, I know that I'm best equipped to handle tough life situations when I am taking care of myself. Like it is truly a no-brainer. And for me, you guys know that looks like movement in the morning. That looks like quiet time in the morning, drinking my coffee, reading something positive, journaling whatever is in my head and getting it onto paper so it's not swirling around all day, causing me to feel anxiety or stress or depression or any of the things. And then movement. Like you guys know how much I love working out. It's really a love-hate. Like I don't always want to go to the gym, but I know 1000% I will feel better after I sweat, whether it's getting on my bike, going for a walk, or going to the gym. I literally ask my body, what do you need? And that's what I go do. I don't have predetermined gym days or bike days or walk days. It is like whatever I feel called to do, that's what I do. And I actually moved a podcast guest the other day because my body was screaming at me that I had to go to the gym. Like, I don't know what was really, I had a lot of stuff in my head. And I was like, no, you have a scheduled guest. You can't cancel them and move them. And I was like, I'm going to give the shittiest interview ever and not be engaged if I don't honor this right now. And so again, I'm here to remind you guys, if you need to take a pause, if you need to work a little bit less, if you need to book out more time for each one of your clients, like figure it out accordingly. If you need to charge a little bit more because you can't see as many guests in a day like you used to, like those are things that you guys need to assess in order to protect yourself in a world where we exchange massive amounts of energy with our clients, massive amounts of energy. And often we don't realize we carry that with us, to the next client or home or into our relationships or in whatever the case may be. So when you can, separate what goes on at work and what goes on here or there and compartmentalize things, you're better equipped to stay in a positive mindset. But, doing the things that care for yourself to set yourself up to win are absolutely the most important when we go into the busiest season of the year. So I always want to hear, what are you guys doing that's working for you? Whatever insight seems to be something we can share with the group. Join us in the Facebook group. You guys know I have the Beauty Insiders Facebook group. You can jump in anytime. If you're not a part of our email list, I send out Monday, mindset or motivation. That's the only email I send out during the week is the Monday one. And then the Friday is just the link to the podcast. So I don't spam your inbox. I'm just here for the betterment of you guys having a thriving, stress-free, massively income producing business where you show up excited to work, you can leave shit at the door, and you feel supported by yourself first and foremost, but then also you have so much more to give your clients because your cup is so full. So love to hear what you guys are doing to support yourself. Come over to the Facebook group, join the conversation, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next episode of the Beauty Inspires Beauty podcast.
Switching lanes all of a sudden. I'm going